What's going on, everybody? I'm Josh.
Hey, and I'm George.
And George, it's good to be here.
It's great to be here. You know, we've kind of been away for a while.
It is. And this is Shooting the Breeze, by the way.
Yes, it is.
And we are sitting here in the lovely, the beautiful, look at this view out here.
Yes.
The mountains out there.
I love it.
Oh,
You
look
know,
at that.
there's nothing like Studio 13C.
Oh, 13C is where I want to be.
My favorite?
Woo!
Yes.
That's a good one, ain't it?
Well, let's get down to business.
Well, hold on, George. You should jump in the gun. These
Well,
people
I'm
ain't heard from us in a
I'm
week.
excited about tonight's episode.
Well, because you love movies, I know.
I love movies, and I like a little crime thrown in.
And we are going to talk Dumb Criminal. And we're going to talk George's top movies. Well, actually, it's not George's top movies, but movies that are the top in the top ranked ever of all time.
Yeah, we're going to talk about 25, the top 25
Ooh,
of all
25.
time. Of all time.
And I'm not a big movie person, so I probably only know probably 10. But George here, he's been around the movie train.
I have been around the movie train, and I'm going to tell you, though, that we're not going to bore you by going and talking about it for 20 minutes on each movie.
Shooting the breeze. We're not boring, George.
We're going to go through a quick synopsis of each movie, tell you a little bit about it, tell you the good parts, and recommend or not that movie.
Yeah, well, I saw some on the list, and I had no clue what they were. But I saw some that I'm like, hey, I love that movie. Or, hey, this movie made me cry. Because there's one on there that made me cry. Even to this day, I might still cry. But anyways, let's not jump in the movies right now. First I want to say, hey, did you enjoy your trip to Gatlinburg?
I did. We
Yeah.
did.
How was it?
Actually, I went with my wife and family, so it's more than I did.
Yeah.
We did, and we enjoyed it. Perfect weather, wonderful weather, beautiful town, beautiful outdoors. I like it,
A lot.
and I think I'll go back again.
Well, it's one of our favorite
One of our
places in the
favorites.
world.
Didn't see any bears, but that's okay. I'm still alive.
Still alive. You see that article where they saw that bear at that hotel like a week before you guys went?
Yeah,
Walking
I know.
in front of the rooms.
We didn't see any bears walking around. I mean, it's just the leaves were like perfect. And we went to a new ski lift. It's called Anakista. As you come into town, it's on the left, kind of across from the aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
And that was incredible. There's a lot of people down there. You know, I don't deal real well with a lot of people, but we seem to avoid a lot of them by
Staying out of the city.
yes.
Yeah.
So we enjoy. Well, you know, I like the family likes to shop, so they go down to those little shops.
You
So-
like to shop, George?
No. And what I usually do is I sit out on the benches.
Yeah, outside.
So we go to shop, I sit on the bench. We go to the next shop, I sit on the bench. And you know what I do?
What?
I just have a ball. I just people watch, and you just see people from all over and all kinds.
Well, that's what we do when I'm with you, right? When
Yeah.
our wives and everybody's shopping, we're set out
Right.
there. We prank call people.
Yes,
Prank call the stores and watch them go back and forth. So I think we've talked about that before.
we have. It's always enjoyable.
It is.
So, and we had some, good waitresses, or what do you call them now?
Servers, waitress.
Is that what you call them? Servers,
Waiters and waitresses.
Yeah,
I just say servers,
We
'cause
had
I don't know.
one really good one at one restaurant. She was really sweet. I mean, she was young, but she was very sweet.
Old
And,
Mill.
At Old Mill Restaurant.
Ooh, that's a good.
And then at the Apple Barn, she kind of started out sweet, but then she was so slow.
Yeah.
You know, it irritates me. This is kind of a bugaboo of mine, okay?
Yeah.
It irritates me when you sit down first and you have to wait 5 minutes before you have a server come over. And then the table next to you, who's being served by a different server, they get served almost right away. Then they get their food quicker, even though you've been at that table 5 or 10 minutes before them.
Yeah. That's insane.
I mean, does that bother you though?
It does.
When that happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of selfish, I know, but it's just kind of And then she got slower. So, I mean, she was really nice, but then at the end, by the end of the night, I do one of my things where sometimes I stand up when I'm waiting for the bill.
Yeah.
And
I've seen you do that.
and she comes over and she goes, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, I'd like my bill. We're ready to go." I mean, our two kids are gone. They're gone. They're outside. And she said, "Okay." And then she was really nice up until then. Then I think she got a little ticked off, because she maybe realized she was slow, but maybe that I had a lack of patience. And she gave me the bill, and we said goodbye, and she said goodbye, but it didn't end as well as it started. So, but anyway, the food was great at both places, and you can't have a fantastic. Servers are great. We all love servers.
And I heard you had an awesome house sitter while you were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh and Kelsey watched our home, watched the two dogs, and funny thing is, we didn't hear one complaint out of the dogs.
That's good.
Yeah, so apparently everything went well.
I thought Charlie would tattle.
Yeah, well, she didn't, and I know Charlie's not always easy to please.
No, she's not, but we had fun. It was good. Went on a lot of walks with Meeks.
Oh, good.
So that was good.
Good. Glad to hear
We
that.
had good weather. It was like perfect.
Oh, man. I tell you, we couldn't have asked for better weather down there. Just could not have asked it. It was great. You didn't, you could have a little jacket on if you wanted, and, or I didn't, but the girls would always have a little flimsy jacket on.
Yeah.
But really, you didn't need it. I mean, it was just great weather. And of course, we went to Log Cabin Pancake House.
Oh,
Josh.
the best. Oh,
That's right. Both
That's the best.
mornings, and
you got hash browns, didn't you?
And they, of course, they had the line all the way down the walk, the deck there, or porch, whatever you call that, where you come out.
Yeah.
And then the line goes all the way to the left to the parking lot. It was pretty much steady the whole time. And that's when you know it's good.
It goes pretty fast, though.
It goes fast.
Yeah.
Then they have those heaters up there.
Yeah.
If you go in the morning, early in the morning, it's a little brisk. So they have those heaters up there, the heat coming down on you. And yeah. Oh, gosh. That's my favorite. I love that place. And those servers are so sweet in there.
Folks, if you ever go to Gatlinburg, you have to eat at Log Cabin.
Josh, they have the same servers, the same hostess they've had for 30 years.
Nobody
same changes.
No.
Nobody changes it.
The food doesn't change.
It is weird.
Oh,
the best food. Absolute best.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy the other day. He said that he goes to the Pancake Pantry, that he thinks that's the best.
I wouldn't even try it.
I wouldn't even try. Why waste the time
if it ain't broke,
going there?
Don't
right.
fix it.
I'm like, no, I ain't.
We like what we like.
I said, I'm glad you're happy there, but I wouldn't even think about changing.
No.
Nope.
Well, George, I'm happy you're home.
Well, thanks.
And I missed you.
Well, I appreciate
and
that.
I'm leaving.
We missed you, too.
I'll be out of town tomorrow through Tuesday.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Kelsey will be here, but I'll be gone.
Where are you going?
Going hunting.
Going hunting.
Yep.
What are you hunting for?
I'll be back. Deer.
Deer?
Yep. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh, well, that's
be
nice.
Good. Go with my grandpa, see my grandpa, and go hunt with him.
Oh, I've got some deer for you, by the way.
Yeah, we got a pet deer out back.
I got some deer meat for you.
Woo!
Yeah.
What?
Here, let me get it. Want me to get it now?
No. You're good. You're
Not
good.
now? Okay.
We're recording.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
We can't just get up and do
We
something
can
while we're
walk
recording.
together with the mic.
Static is.
With the wireless mics.
Yeah. Well.
But anyway, we'll get it later.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. Well, George, thank you guys for listening to us. It's awesome to be back. We took a week off because we had Halloween, but we're happy to be back. And we thought, well, one of our favorite things to do on this podcast is talk dumb criminals. So we're going to jump into a dumb criminal segment. And this one this is about Australia.
Well, it's about two Canadian ladies, Josh.
Uh-huh. The young ladies too.
Two, fairly attractive young ladies. It seemed like one's like early 20s and one's late 20s, but they could face life in prison for smuggling more than $30 million of cocaine.
What?
Yeah.
That is insane.
Into Australia. I mean, $30 million. And you know how they got caught?
Let me guess. Actually, you just tell me.
No, you guess.
Social media.
Yes.
Instagram, right?
They documented their trip after they made all this money. They documented their trip on Instagram. I mean, how stupid can you be? They cruised the entire globe for nearly 2 months before their arrest, Instagramming all their travels. Everywhere they went, Instagram.
I wonder how they never got caught. If they were cruising, how were they even getting the cocaine to get it to Australia, of all places?
I don't have any idea.
That's insane.
But
that's stupid.
Isn't that dumb?
That puts the dumb in dumbest criminals.
That is just absolutely stupid. Another real quick one that I saw is there's this guy that robbed a bank, and he and I think it was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They did a bunch of selfies with like the stolen cash that they got. He like had it in his hand and put some in his mouth, and showing the camera, and did selfies with that and posted them on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
And then, a lot of people looked at the photos, including the police.
Yeah.
And the couple was pretty much apprehended shortly thereafter. But how stupid.
Stupid. He probably owed somebody money.
Yes.
And they saw it on Facebook.
Exactly.
They're like, that sorry sucker, I'm going to get him.
You look up, you Google, folks, dumb criminals. Dumb criminals. I mean, just the dumbest stuff you'll ever see. We'll go over some more another time, but I think we're going to talk about something else too here, aren't we?
We can wrap up the dumb criminals. We'll be back. We'll try to do that every couple episodes. Yeah. Literally, we can make a whole episode off of dumb criminals. We thought about doing that, but we want to talk about something that George is interested in. He said, I think a few episodes ago, that he wants to do a podcast episode on movies, the top movies.
Yes,
we did
the top
one on
movies.
Reality shows a few weeks back. So, yeah, what you got on movies there, George? Did you forget where you're at? We're recording right now.
You want us to talk about it right now?
Well, what else you want to talk about?
No, that's what I want to talk about.
Well, let's get to it.
Okay, the 25 top movies. We're going to go from top to bottom.
Okay.
Some of these you probably heard of. Many you probably haven't heard of.
Can we go
especially
from
the
bottom
millennials.
to top? I prefer to go from 25 to 21.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Go to the top. You know what?
Top movie, which I have no argument with this. Top movie of all time. Still is The Godfather.
Yes, hands down, Godfather.
You've seen it, right?
Yes, I know The Godfather well.
Yes,
there's
Godfather.
Two, isn't there? 1 and 2?
Oh, there's more than 2.
The 2's on this list too, I think, right?
Yes, 2 is on this list too. Francis Ford Coppola, the director, and of course, you had Marlon Brando in it, Al Pacino. You had James Caan, Robert Duvall. You had all these stars that were, some of them were stars then, but others like Pacino became stars later on, and huge stars.
Pacino, I just seen him on something recently.
But it was a movie that there's some F words, but not hardly any compared to what's on today.
You can watch cartoons and hear F words.
So. But the violence, the blood, the gore, the shooting in the heads and all that. I mean, it was pretty big stuff back then in the 70s.
And just the mentality of the movie, the mobster movie. I mean, that's real life for a lot of those people, the mob guys.
Right.
That's incredible.
Well, that one won 3 Oscars. And I think it won. I'm pretty sure it won the best movie of the year. But anyway, it's interesting. Diane Keaton's another one that was on there. But interesting when you compare, movies today and what stars get. Al Pacino made $35,000 for starring in that movie.
Now, if he redid that, he'd make $35 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, Godfather 2, which was just a few years later, he made $600,000.
Okay.
So it went from $35,000 to $600,000, and of course now it's millions and millions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he still gets any type of, benefit from that movie.
I would guess. I don't know, depending on how it was written up and contracts and all that stuff, but he probably does. Number 2.
Number 2.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, I like that one.
You like that one?
With Morgan Freeman, right? And,
yes. Wasn't that in black and white? Was that in black and white?
that color.
Was it color?
Yeah.
Okay. 1994 that came out.
Good movie.
Good movie. It got
anything Morgan Freeman's in is gonna be good.
Right.
I mean, you said 1994, George? We're here on Studio C34. Did you fall asleep over there?
1994 is when that movie was
All
made.
right.
And that was an excellent movie, and I've seen it probably 3 times. But you've seen it also.
Yeah.
So you've seen Godfather. You've seen Shawshank Redemption. So
Yep.
we're 2 for 2 here.
Yeah.
And we agree on both of them, right?
Yeah. Great.
Number 3,
Throw it at me.
Schindler's List.
I've seen Schindler's List.
I have not.
I've seen it, but I don't. Who's in that? I don't exactly remember who's in it.
Schindler's List is it's got
Black and white movie, right?
yeah, that's right. That's the black and white movie. It's got Liam Neeson in it.
Uh-huh.
And Ben Kingsley. It's got it's got
Gary Busey in this one?
No, he didn't make this one. He's usually in the
sorry.
comedies. This movie, of course, was directed by the great Steven Spielberg.
Oh, Steven.
Yeah, you've heard of him. Well,
Yeah.
this movie won 7 Oscars.
7.
7 Oscars, and I have never seen the movie,
Yeah.
so
Been a while.
I can't say. Is it long and drawn out?
I believe so. I don't do. That's why I don't remember
That's
much.
probably why I haven't seen it.
I don't do long movies. I lose focus after a few minutes.
Right.
Unless it's something that I'm just so interested in. You remember that war movie you and I watched that one time? We watched the whole thing from the beginning to the end.
Down, yeah, Family Room. Yep.
And then all of a sudden the ending sucked so bad.
It was
They
good.
all die. No.
It was all good throughout the movie.
Yes.
Till the very end.
And there's a survival movie. They're just trying to survive, and then all of a
Right.
sudden the rescue comes, and then they all die, and it was over. And we were just like,
What does that remind you of? It reminds you of that show that we watched, and then all of a sudden you wouldn't watch anymore because the guy's wife got killed.
Shooter.
Got it through the neck.
Shooter.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't watch it no more.
Number 4.
Four.
Raging Bull.
I've never seen that. You?
I have not seen it. I heard a lot of good things about it back in the day. It was 1980
Okay.
that movie came out. Of course, it had Robert
De
what's his
Niro?
name?
De
Robert
Niro.
De Niro,
Yeah.
and it had who's the guy in?
Not Gary Busey.
No, Gary Busey was not.
Does any of these movies have Gary Busey?
Gary Busey. Maybe we'll run into one, but Gary Busey was certainly not in this one. But I can't speak of this one because I never saw it. I just know that I remember it coming out, and a lot of good things were said about it. And it also had Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Pesci. Director Martin Scorsese. But like I said, won 2 Oscars. I can't tell you anything about it.
Okay, let's go to number 5.
Why don't we go to number 5, Josh?
Let's go to number 5.
Casablanca.
I've heard of it.
That's an oldie. 1942.
But is it a shoot 'em up movie? Is it like a war or like a western or something?
No, it's kind of a love story actually.
I ain't watched it.
Yeah. So again, I think I've seen bits and pieces of it, but it's
Yeah.
an older movie. It's black and white. I'm really not into that, so I can't.
I get bored.
Yeah,
I gotta have some color. On the
gotta have
TV.
some color. Gotta have some people getting shot and stuff.
Or
so-
comedies. I love comedies.
yeah, I like
That's my
comedies
favorite.
too. But anyway, I didn't know if Humphrey Bogart had him in there. Ingrid Bergman. Had some very famous people in there, but I can't speak to it because I've never seen it. Number 6,
6. What's
Citizen Kane.
Never heard of it.
Citizen Kane is like, it was made came out in 1941. It was like a revolutionary movie, and I remember they showed it in our film class when I was in school. Because it was such a revolutionary movie. It was like the first time they used multiple cameras in a movie. The guy that starred as Citizen Kane, which was, who's the star of Citizen Kane, Josh? Do you remember?
I don't even know what Citizen Kane is.
What do you mean you don't know what it is?
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Citizen Kane at all?
No.
You've heard of it, though.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's Orson Welles. That's the name I was trying to think of. Orson Welles is the star of it. I believe he pretty much produced and directed it. And like I said, it was a revolutionary movie in the fact that it used a lot of camera techniques that are now commonly used.
Yeah.
But they kind of started with that movie. So that's why they showed it in class when I went to school 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Number 7, I know you've heard this one, Gone with the Wind.
Oh, yeah.
Gone with the Wind.
Scarlet.
I've seen part of it. I've never seen the whole thing.
I
A lot
saw
of
it when
these
I was
movies,
young.
if you notice, they're like in the 30s and early 40s,
Yeah.
which is odd.
It is odd.
But Gone with the Wind was one of the greats.
I wonder when this was updated, because you got this off of the is it IBM or
IMBD.
IMBD, the movie thing, that you look up all the movies on.
Right.
Google. Yeah. So, I mean, they put it out, so it's pretty legit.
Yes.
But when's the last time it's been updated?
I assume.
Because I can think of some good movies right now.
Yeah, but these are like classic
Classics,
movies.
Yeah, I agree.
You
Well, they
can't
don't
beat
make
the
movies.
classics, Josh.
They don't make movies like they used to. Kind of like rock and roll music.
Can I tell you what number 8 is?
Tell me about it.
And I love this movie both as a kid and an adult. My kids don't like it to this day. We used to make them watch it. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, okay.
It scares some people to death.
Doesn't scare me. I think I've just seen it so many times.
1939. Dorothy paraded around.
And they're little red clunkers.
Yes. And Red Clunkers. And what was her name?
Dorothy.
What was her real name?
I don't know.
Judy Garland.
I was about to say that.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland.
Yeah. And that was a incredible movie. Part of it, first part was in black and white.
She's still alive?
No.
She gone?
And then the second part, her daughter's still alive. Second part was in color. So I had heard, at least this going back years ago, that they were developing color as this movie was made. So that's why the first part was in black and white and the second part was in color.
Okay. I heard something weird about that movie, too.
Yeah. What's that?
Didn't like one of the little... No, never mind. That was Willy Wonka. I get them too confused sometimes.
Okay.
The little, Oompa Loompas.
Number 9.
Go ahead, George.
And this one is probably high on your list. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one.
1975.
That was a good one.
That was a great movie, especially at that time. Of course, it stars the great Jack Nicholson,
Uh-huh.
and he did he just made that movie. He was the movie.
He's good in everything, I
He
think.
is. I hadn't seen him in a while. I
No.
hadn't seen him in any movies in a while.
Last I saw him, he was at a Lakers game on TV.
Yeah, that's usually where you see him now.
with a cigar and a drink.
It also had Scatman Crothers.
Never. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm glad that one's on there. I forgot about that one.
yeah, that's a real good movie. I think we all can agree that that got 9 Oscar nominations. It won 5 Oscars.
What year was that?
That was 1975.
Oh, was that one of his first ones?
Yes,
You think that's where he got his big start?
I think so.
And then they're like, I like this guy. Because he really plays that part good.
Now, Josh,
Yeah.
number 10
Tell me about
is
it.
Lawrence of Arabia.
I've never heard of that.
I've heard of it many times, but I've never seen it.
Oh, well, we have no opinions on that movie.
That was came out in 1962.
Okay.
I was just a 6-year-old pup at the time.
You were just a little tight, wasn't you?
Stars Peter O'Toole. Again, it won 7 Oscars, so it was an incredible movie, I guess,
Yeah.
mechanically. But we don't know anything about it. Number 11, another movie I don't know anything about, is Vertigo,
No, I've heard of it, though.
1958.
I had vertigo one time. That was horrible. Real dizzy. I was throwing up.
Wonder what happened.
I had a concussion. Well, it's like you get it from ear infections.
Okay,
I think that's what it was.
but you got over it.
Yeah.
Well, it stars Jimmy Stewart.
I'll tell you, it feels like you're spinning around in a room counterclockwise. So if you spin counterclockwise, you undo it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's got directors Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay, I know.
So you
Alfred.
know it's crazy.
Birds.
Isn't that the one where there's somebody taking a shower and somebody comes in with a knife and stabs
Through the
that person?
shower curtain or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
it.
I think that's a famous scene.
Remember Birds?
The Birds.
The Birds.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to hate crows after watching that when I was a kid. I was scared
I think
to
the
death.
girl that's in Vertigo was also in The Birds.
Oh, okay.
Okay, again, number 12, Psycho.
You know, I think there's a remake of that movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe that's the one with the shower and the stabbing. Has Janet, but again, Alfred Hitchcock's the director,
Yeah.
and great director he was. It seemed like all he did was
Murder.
movies like that.
Yeah.
And
Somebody's going to die in his movie.
somebody's gonna die. They're not all gonna make it out.
No, they're not all going to make it.
Josh, number 13, The Godfather Part 2.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you got this one. To me, I mean, I could watch either one. I mean, they were both great movies. I would, if you had 2 movies and say which one, I would just say pick one. I like them both the same.
Yeah.
This one again had the great Al Pacino in it. Won a host of Oscars. I think 6 Oscars it won. It was just a terrific movie. So we won't spend a whole lot of time with it because we spend a lot of time with The Godfather. But
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with any of the Godfathers, right?
If you haven't seen any of the Godfathers, watch one. Just
Yeah.
pop one in. Or I guess you don't pop them in anymore. Look it up on the guide.
Well, you pop a DVD in. You
Yeah.
do that.
But some people don't even watch DVDs.
I know.
What's this
The
world
world
coming
has
to?
changed,
Well,
and it continues to change.
I don't like all that
Yeah.
change sometimes.
We used to write down here next to Studio 13C. We used to pop in video cassettes in there
Yeah.
and watch them and think we were big stuff.
Didn't you record the O.J. Simpson
Yeah,
pursuit?
that's something else. Okay, number 14. Number 14 is
Oh, yeah.
On the Waterfront.
Never heard of that.
1954. Couldn't tell you a thing about it. Number 15, Sunset Boulevard.
I've heard of it.
1950.
Did you ever
Don't-
see that?
Don't know anything about it. Number 16 is the movie we all know.
What's that?
Forrest Gump.
Oh, you love that movie. But that makes me cry.
13 Oscar nominations
Mm-hmm.
and it won 6.
Man, it's such a good movie, but it's emotional.
It doesn't make me cry at all.
It made me cry.
It made me laugh.
So did Old Yeller. Old Yeller made me cry.
I love that movie, Old
Me
Yeller.
too,
Why
but I
isn't it in the
cried.
top 25?
It should
Well,
be
maybe
on there.
It is.
We hadn't got down
We
there
ain't
yet.
got down there far enough. What
Oh.
made you cry at Forrest Gump?
You know, they were mean to him. And then Jenny broke his heart.
Yeah.
Then his legs, it didn't work.
Yeah, but then it all turned out okay.
And then the girl in the abusive home, you know,
Well,
Jenny.
except Jenny died, but other than that, it
Yeah,
turned
that
out
was the
okay.
saddest part.
Yeah.
She died. I don't like it when they die in there.
That starred Tom Hanks, Sally Field.
She played Jenny, right?
Who?
Sally Field.
No.
Oh.
She didn't play Jenny.
Who played Jenny?
I don't know, but it wasn't her.
There she is right there. Is that her?
No.
Jenny, somebody played. Where's she at? I think it's Sally Field. Put a little blonde in her hair. That's
Well,
Jenny.
it's not Sally. I know Sally Field was Forrest Gump's mother.
Oh, too old.
Yes. So, but again,
Well, and again,
great movie.
yeah.
I could see it every time it pops up on cable. I watch it.
See, George, I'm one of those. I watch a movie once or twice. I really don't have to see it again in my life.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just not a big movie buff. So, George,
Yeah.
did you forget we're recording again?
Oh yeah.
You forget, you get
Okay,
lost, so I'm
sorry
stuck
about
here
that.
looking like an idiot.
Well,
I
wake
looking
up.
stupid.
okay, number 17, The Sound of Music.
Oh, my wife loves that, but I've never watched it.
Let me tell you something. I went and saw this in 1965 when it came out.
Did you fall asleep?
My dad wanted to see it.
Your dad?
Yes, he had heard so many good things about it. And then for years, he would sing part of The Sound of Music just out of nowhere.
Did you like it?
It's one of those movies that's kind of fluffy and so forth. And it was okay.
Like Willy Wonka?
But, it was a great, it had Julie Andrews in it. It won 5 Oscars. I mean, it was a great movie. I mean, it should definitely be in the top 25. No doubt about it.
Just not your type of movie.
It's not my type of movie.
That's right.
But it was, I mean, it's not a movie I would walk out of.
All right, what we got? Number 15.
Number 18.
Oh,
Never
yeah.
heard of this in my life.
Well-
Never heard of it. 12 Angry Men.
Never heard of it.
1957. We're going to skip right over it. We don't know anything about it. This movie I'd heard of, I'd never seen. I have a sister that really liked it. It's called West Side Story.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. It's like a musical, too, isn't it?
I believe,
Like they sing
yes,
and
it
stuff?
is.
Yeah.
It is.
They're in Jersey or something?
Did you like it? Or
I don't remember. It's been a while.
well, it's got Natalie Wood in it. May she rest in peace.
May she rest in peace. Oh, Natalie Wood.
Yeah. So let's roll to number 20. And I know you've heard this.
What?
Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
I don't.
1977, folks. Star Wars is a movie that, you know who the producer is, right?
No.
You know,
Who?
George Lucas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
He
that.
produced all those Star Wars movies. And
Star Wars?
Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, the late Carrie Fisher.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Gary Busey.
And, a lot of people, including David Prowse. Prowse was in it.
Well, good. I've never got into Star Wars. The only thing I like Star Wars for is when I'm ready to take a nap. Turn it on and go to sleep.
Well, it's funny because you remember the character Chewbacca
Yeah.
in it, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a picture. This is really him. The
Oh,
person
wow.
that played Chewbacca. Well, he just died recently.
Recently, huh?
Yeah, he died in April of this year at age 74.
Did he play in all the Star Wars? Did he play
He
Chewbacca
played,
in all?
I believe he played in all of them. I don't know for sure.
But he was a wealthy man.
He was, I guess he was. I mean, he played in all of them. He was 74 when he passed away.
Kind of looks like Howard Stern.
God bless his soul. He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But that was a really you get on Star Wars and there's a lot of Star Wars fanatics and
Oh, there are.
Disney has a whole thing of Star Wars out there now.
Oh, we went to that
Lot of-
land.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. I've seen it once. I don't care to go back.
Yeah. Number 21, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I've heard of it. Your jacket's rubbing against the mic. You're going to make static.
1968, Josh.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw it It was okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it was interesting. It's basically about about computers potentially taking people over,
That's what's happening right
pretty
now.
much doing them in.
It's just
and,
doing that now, George.
Where the computer, I think the computer was Hal, or no, that was the character Hal. And he would say, he was doing things for him for a while, and then he was trying to do him in after a while.
Wow. Yeah.
So, but it's really, I would definitely suggest you watch that sometime.
Maybe I'll watch it with you someday.
Yeah, let's do that.
We can do that in a couple of weeks
Because
from now.
it's got a lot of good stuff in it that you can relate to today. It's funny because when it first came out in 1968, it said 2001: A Space Odyssey. We're thinking 2001. Wow, that's way out in the future. People are going to be, riding in cars like the Jetsons, up in the air, and not being on the ground anymore. Everybody's going to have their own little private jet.
You thought you'd have your own little hover car right now.
Yeah.
You,
But it didn't happen that way. So, but that's something that we're gonna have to watch, and folks, watch that movie. I would recommend it. It kind of tells you what could happen in the future if we don't watch what we're doing now, especially with computers. We want to try to be smarter than them and not let them overtake us.
Now, in your personal opinion, George, do you feel that movie should be higher up on the list?
Number 22
Hey,
is
I just asked you a question. Do you feel like that movie should be higher on the list?
I think it should be higher than West Side Story, 12 Angry Men,
Or the
Sound
musical?
of Music,
Yeah.
and Sunset Boulevard, and On the Waterfront.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, that answers
but
my
that's
question.
just because that's my personal opinion, though.
Well, it
just
sounds
because I
like-
don't like those others.
It sounds much better than those others. That's
Or
for
I
sure.
wouldn't care to watch those.
Where were you when you first watched that movie? In a theater?
Yes, with the big, huge screen. It was so
Were you
neat.
by yourself? Did you have a date with you?
No. One or the other. No, I wasn't. I don't watch movies by myself.
Oh, well, I have.
You know,
It was kind of weird, though.
that's okay. Okay, number 22, E.T.,
E.T.
1982,
Classic.
classic.
Good
E.T.
movie.
Good movie. Not the best. I mean, it was
was the
okay.
80s.
I mean,
80,
it was the 80s. Number 23, this one scared the holy bejeebies out of me.
What is it?
I mean, seriously. Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that's a scary one.
1991. It's got the most incredible, crazy, scary ending that you could ever think of.
Yeah.
Weird ending.
Who all played in that
That
one?
was crazy. It was, I was trying to think of his name. He played in, Jodie Foster was in it.
Ashton Kutcher. Is he in this one?
No, Ashton Kutcher is not in this one.
Oh.
But it's got some famous people like Anthony Hopkins. He was the main character.
Oh, okay.
Scott Glenn's in it.
Yeah.
He was the FBI agent. Jodie Foster's FBI agent. But it was a
Scary
really
one.
good movie. And you know what? The end I was thinking of is not the same ending.
Okay.
I was thinking of another movie.
Oh.
It was a crazy, crazy movie that's not in this top 25, and that's called Seven.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've
Watch
seen
that
it.
movie.
Is it scary?
Oh, especially at the very end.
You
It's
know,
just-
I have
it's
to
just
watch it by
crazy.
myself or with you. Kelsey ain't gonna watch no scary movie.
No, it's just
Did you ever watch Night of the Living Dead
no.
with the zombies?
Number 24 is Chinatown.
Thanks for you hurt my feelings.
Chinatown.
What about Chinatown, George? Is
Made
it
in
good?
1974. You're a graduated from high school.
Yeah.
I didn't care to see it then. I don't care to see it now.
I've never heard of it.
Don't know anything about it. It won 1 Oscar. And last on the list, Josh, number 25, The Bridge on the River Kwai.
Never heard of it.
1957, it won 7 Oscars. Apparently a very good movie, but
What do you got? Number 25.
I've
not
heard of it.
24.
Others, you can go past that 25, and there's some other great movies. It's a Wonderful Life, which my wife loves. Ben-Hur, you probably heard of that. Apocalypse
George, we're
Now.
supposed to do the 25.
Gladiator.
Yeah, but that's not on. What number is that? 34?
Yes. Titanic.
35. That made me
I'm
cry.
just throwing in Saving Private Ryan, Unforgiven,
So,
Rocky. Some of these others, Philadelphia Story are really good. I think
Yeah.
some of those,
Wow.
I think this is what gets difficult.
What?
I think some of those should replace some of the others in the top 25.
Yeah,
but
like
that's
Gladiator?
what I think.
You think?
I think that. But
I think.
I think that. But you got to understand, some of these movies, early movies, 50s, 40s, 30s, whatever,
Yeah.
they were revolutionary movies.
They are.
So I can't really say that's the way it should be. It's just my preference would be, instead of West Side Story, I'd much rather watch Rocky,
Or Braveheart, one of the best
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
That's one of my all-time
Gladiator,
favorites. The
great
Patriot.
movie.
The Patriot, Mel
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
I mean, those movies aren't on. They should have been.
They're not in the top 25.
So these aren't our top 25.
Correct.
We'd have a totally different 25.
Right.
But this is, these people. What are they? IBDM?
IMBD.
IMBD? They're movie people, right? You go there,
I think this
look
is-
up actors, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they know what they're talking about. We're just two guys that watch movies
IMDb.
sometimes. IMDb. Well, that's their top 25.
That's
and
their top 25, right.
George, you know what I miss, though? What I prefer, even over movies, is the sitcoms. I like sitcoms. Like, 90s sitcoms.
Well,
and stuff.
Josh, I like going...
Home Improvement. Remember that Home
Yeah,
Improvement? That was a good
That
one.
was a good one. I like going to the movies.
Yeah.
And I've got a daughter that has free movie passes
Still?
through the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
She doesn't
we've
take us.
used it several times, but not nearly enough. And the thing about going to a movie is you have total concentration. You don't have phones ringing. You don't have people texting. You don't have lights going off and on. You don't have people coming down the steps.
Yeah.
You don't have somebody banging stuff in the kitchen.
I like that.
You've got total, you got darkness. You got the screen right from you. So it's like you're in the movie.
I agree.
Yeah. And I miss that. We don't see that enough.
But here's my problem with movies, George. I love movies until some person sits right next to me with a bucket of popcorn, and I lose all concentration. I've walked out of plenty of movies because I can't deal with people's crunching popcorn right next to me.
Well, the key is you need to sit in between people you know. But we eat popcorn too.
Yeah, I know. See, that's the problem. You sat right by me
So-
last time. So I
so-
moved seats with my wife because I said, look, I'm paying for this movie. I'm not going to watch The Lion King with George crunching popcorn. So I had to move. That's why I don't sit by you next to movies anymore.
That hurt my feelings.
Well, you quit crunching in my ear. And
I don't think we watched Lion King together.
we did.
Well, I wish we would have now.
And Toy Story, too.
Yeah.
Remember? So, yeah.
Well, there's other people I could think of that are even louder.
Oh, I know. I wouldn't sit by them. I'd sit by you before I'd sit by them.
So you didn't go see the Lion King next to me. You didn't sit next to me because of popcorn.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, wait till I tell everybody.
Everybody already knows.
No, they do not.
I told
know.
them all. I
I'm gonna
said,
tell
look,
them
I'm
when
not
I
sitting
says
by
I-
George because
we
he
get
plays
off this.
football.
I'm going to tell them right now.
Well, you do that.
I will.
Well, good.
Hurt
Yeah.
my feelings.
It's okay. Maybe I'll watch something here with you at the house.
Can I have popcorn?
On the other side of the room and the volume's up loud.
Okay.
So- all right, folks. Hey, that should be a topic. Our pet peeves. We made a
Yes.
video about it. Me
a
and
great
George have
topic.
some pet peeves, and
Oh,
they're pretty
my
similar,
gosh.
too.
Yes, I'm going to write them down because I got a long list.
Oh, we do.
But we'll make it like a top
Well-
10 or 15 list, something like that. So,
I think we might have a problem with all the pet peeves we have, George.
yeah.
Hey, we're going to try to shoot a YouTube video here in the next couple of weeks. I think that'd be fun.
Yes.
We got to get one up. And, yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this podcast.
You got total concentration. when you got that screen up there.
Oh, here he
and
goes.
all you're
He's still
doing
talking
is
about
watching that.
smacking
You don't have
popcorn, I
people
lose it.
around you.
And
There's nothing there.
all right, George, you good?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. You ready to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it.
We're wrapping it up here in Studio
23C.
23C. We'll be back here soon. I mean, you can't beat the view, so who knows where we'll end up next week?
I think
But-
we'll probably end up in the same studio.
You think we'll come back to C23?
I think there's a good chance.
Well, it's good. It's got comfortable chairs.
It's got comfortable chairs and the acoustics are perfect.
Well, until next week, folks, I'm Josh,
And I'm George.
and we are.
Out.
See you later.